Hey, what's happening, gamers? It's K-Wife here. Hope everyone's day is going great today. Today, we're going to be doing more Scarf, and it's possible Luke will be able to sleep. He's just getting like a snack in the kitchen, and hopefully he'll be able to sleep. And I might wake him up in 2 hours to watch anime, but we'll see. Alright guys, so we're gonna continue from where we were, and this game is called Scarf. It's an indie game, that is, I think came out about a month ago, or a little bit more than a month, and basically it's this character right here, a random blue person, with a scarf, hence the name of the game. And good to see you guys. Hi, Captain Zach. Hi, Nothing. Hi, BJ Williams. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Jacob. Hi, Bowman. Hello, Captain Zach. Hi, Blues Cat. Hello, Jacob Orion. Hi, Drums of Burke. And, hello, King J Dog. Hi, Chad. And hi, Thomas. Oh. All right. Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into, I'm much less stressed out now. Luke, well, I mean, Luke took me out for ice cream, so that was good. All right. Yep, thank you, BJ Williams. Okay, guys. So we're gonna. I don't think I can. Okay. So basically, this is a blind playthrough. I basically do this game in Arkham so that Luke can get some sleep. I'm basically somewhat failing at both of them pretty bad, but I do like how this game looks. It kind of looks like it was made by a graphic artist, which I like. It has a lot of really pretty things in the game. I like things that are pretty, so I think it looks really nice. I like the wings that his scarf forms different things. Like he has wings, and he also has like a little glider. So that's kind of cool. And as he goes through the game, have a good night, sweetheart. I love you. And as he goes through the game, he gets more like power ups and stuff. What I will say, this game is on Xbox, and it's also on the PlayStation, and it's $10 on either one of those. I will say the game for me, and I'm kind of bad at games in general, but for me, this game has been pretty confusing. Like but it's not like yeah, sometimes I have gotten like I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. But it's not like frustrating. It's kind of like, oh, the puzzle's really hard. It's not like broken. It's just like the puzzle's kind of tricky. Alright, so let me know if you guys can actually hear the game. Hopefully you can. Like, Luke had the game volume down pretty far. Alright. So I'm somehow absorbing this dark energy. I don't really know what's going on.
But she was cunning. Soon she birthed a plan to hunt the nomads.
Oh, that sounds like your stomach when you're hungry. Yeah, it definitely drums a perk. Hello, Crystal. Thank you. I hope you're having a great day too. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to listening with my little earbud on this stream because I'm not sure if the balance is good or not. Well, I'm on a commercial, but alright, so we actually lost our scarf right now. I don't really know. So this is completely blind, so I don't really. I don't think we can go any further. I think that was just a story, piece of the story, and I don't think we can do anything else. And it doesn't look like there's anything else, so we have to go get our scarf back. Which the scarf is like a dragon. So it looks like I gave my dragon friend a hug, and yeah, after I gave him a hug, he became my scarf again. So it's really like a dragon scarf. And I like dragons, so that's pretty cool. I really do like how the game looks. Like, it looks really pretty, so I guess that's why I was drawn to it. And also, it's kind of a new release. It came out this year, so that's good. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that. Maybe I was supposed to use the dark energy and put it in here. And then come back and get my scarf. I don't know. But I'm just kind of like winging it. No pun intended. Alright, so let me listen to me talking in the game so I can see what the volume is. Okay, yeah, I can hear the music, so that's good. Alright, hi, Jeffrey, hi Brandon, hello, everyone, hi Bowman. Hope you guys are having a nice day. This is just a very chill, this will just be a super chill stream, just me wandering or exploring this world, and, we are in a new world, so that's, we're not in the same world we were last stream. So far, I don't feel like this game has any weird, dark twists or turns, which I like that. Sometimes, like, games like this that are really happy start out happy and then, like, become super dark later. And weirdly enough, I don't really like dark stuff that much, even though it seems like I do. Alright, so this is kind of where we were last time, getting back to where it was. Yes, we know about Charles Martinet. It'll definitely be missed. Definitely, Brandon. Okay. Alright, guys, so let's see, yeah, I mean, like, I do feel, I probably should have talked about that on some of the streams, actually, because that would have been an interesting topic, for Luke to talk about. Oh, wow. Wow, I was kind of on the edge of that. That's interesting. Yeah, he'll definitely be missed. I think it's kind of not a good decision for Nintendo to do that, because like, he's such a good voice for the character. I don't really see why he would why they would replace him, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think that they'll regret that decision later. Personally, I think that it's not a good idea. You can use the... Yeah, I don't really know. That's just my personal... if you already have an actor that's doing a good job, I just think good actors are hard to find. It's like, you could think maybe you could find someone better, but they might be worse as well. They might be not as nice to work with. So, I don't know. I'm one of those people that sticks. It's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay, I messed that up. Okay. Alright, I kind of messed up. Okay. Alright, so... Okay, so you have to wait till you get the prompt, which is super annoying. I did press it. Okay. Yeah, I am pressing Y the last time, but it's not showing that I'm pressing it. It's like not responding, the controller. There we go. Finally, okay. So I hope everyone's having a great, Yeah, definitely, Brandon. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I don't know. I just think... Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just like unnecessary reboots. Exactly. Yep, I agree. Well, thanks for sharing on Facebook, Jacob. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And thanks for liking and sharing, everyone. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright, so I'm over here, I guess. So I've already been there. Okay, that's where I've been. That's where I just came from. And I just put this little crystal in here to have that crystal glow. Alright, I do think it's kind of neat to see his little cape, scarf waving in the wind. so there's stuff. Alright, so I put the crystal in here. I don't really know. Okay, so I guess we'll just go back this way. Okay. There, it's hard for me to do the prompt there. So, in this game, you cannot just press Y when you're near it. You have to wait for the prompt. There, so I waited for the prompt that time. That was good. I don't know if I can get over there. But there are some extra things over there. I guess we can give it a whirl. Let's see. Oh, those are birds. Oh, wow. I thought that was something important. Wow, I thought that was something important. Oops. Luke, are you okay? Are you okay, Luke? Alright, I just heard Luke like coughing, but it's because of all the chemicals that are in our house right now, so it's okay. He said he's okay. Alright. So actually, so we made it over here. Let's see if I got... So cute, the little guy can use his scarf as a slingshot. Hello, J-Dog. Hi, Wild Geofont. Hi, Laura. Hi, Crystal. Hi, everyone. Oh, wow. I can't seem to go that way. So I already came back here. I know, sweetheart. So it looks like we have to stand behind these pillars so we don't get blown back by the sandstorm. Right, have a wonderful night, sweetheart. Alright, I don't know if the sandstorm is still coming or some kind of wind. The plan for streams would be, I don't know yet. I'm sure Luke has a plan. Um, I'm not sure yet. Sometimes we have to just like figure it out when it happens, you know, like we finish a series and then we look and see, oh, is there a game that's new that's come out recently? And then we look at that. Yep, I'm getting a little better with the prompts there. That threw me off. Yeah, all the heights and everything is kind of giving me chills being up so high. I get like that tingle in my stomach because it's so high up. Alright, so I'm guessing because we put 2 crystals in 2 different slots, that's what made the bridge appear. So, guess we can go on this bridge now. So yeah, I really liked the movie that I watched with Luke today. It's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies, the Kung Fu Yoga, and so I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, just like a lot of fun, creative parts of the movie, and just super. I don't know. I really like a lot of movies that are not made in Hollywood that are made in other countries. Like that movie is made, I think, partly like a Chinese movie, partly a Bollywood movie, and it was a lot of fun. Actually, I liked it a lot. All right, so I'm gonna write another thing over here. All right, have a good night, Brandon. Thank you. Okay, have a good night, Brandon Williams. You hope the new Mario actor is good. Yeah, me too, Brandon. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. Yeah. I hope so too. And there's the little dragon, picture of the dragon there. This reminds me of a Fall Guys thing. Oh wow, so we're getting towards going towards an oasis here, I think. Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure out what we're gonna do when, when we're done with it. Um, yeah, for right now, I'm just having fun playing TMNT3. Wow, so this is a pretty cool area. I guess I'll time code this as like oasis area. Oh yeah, definitely Bowman. I wish he could be Mario for many more decades. Um, I think that Charles Martinet seems like a very sweet person. He seems very humble, and he played Mario when nobody really even, really played the voice of Mario in games before. He's partially responsible for Mario becoming as famous as he is. Also, not only did he do Mario, but he did a lot of the other voices too. So, I mean, I don't really know if he retired or or they just wanted a new voice, but it is sad. Like, I feel sad about it, honestly. I can't imagine, you know, he's just he's just the voice that I'll remember from Mario. So it would be very difficult for me to, have a new voice of Mario. It feels sad for me, honestly. Alright, so there's the little boy with his scarf, and there's other people with scarves, and they're hanging out together, but it looks like that guy's little boy is all alone. So maybe this is the little boy in the picture that was alone, or maybe those people were his parents. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know the whole story. Like, maybe Charles Martinet wanted to retire. I don't know. I have no idea. We do have a place on our Discord to... we don't really play games for a poll. We don't... We do new releases. So... we do a poll for a community stream if we get 3 videos to 1,000 views. We have a game suggestions tab in our Discord. The only way that, you can always, the best way to get noticed for a game idea is to write, like, a comment on a video or something, and then, when I'm responding to comments later, I can definitely see it. Alright, so I guess we'll try this. But I'm glad you guys like indie games. That's really great. Stellar Dude and Captain Zach and everyone. That's really fantastic. I mean, we've done a lot of, yeah, I mean, if you have an idea for a Switch indie game that you think would do well on the channel, you can always, you know, put it in the comments, but generally, or you can put it in the chat if I happen to see it. If I don't see it, you can always leave a comment. But yeah, I mean, generally we have a way of doing requests, and that's our ultimate tab on our members tab, and that person, if they are an ultimate member, they are able to pick whatever game they want for us to play, and so that's our ultimate members. So that's basically our way of, if people want to request a game, they can just become an ultimate member for that month and do that. Oh my gosh. So I was super cold, and now I'm feeling super warm because Luke gave me his Wolverine jammy pants. He brought them downstairs, and they are really warm. Like, I feel extremely warm in these. Like, you cannot even get these in a store. Like, I had to find these Wolverine jammy pants online. Luke is very sweet. He is, I don't know, I used to be a lot like Luke, where very small things would make me feel happy. Like, you know, it's so neat that I can actually make him smile just by finding a, you know, a pair of Wolverine jammy pants online. That makes me happy that I can, you know, I can do that and find something that he likes. So that's really neat. Alright, I know that there's supposed to be something here. Like, I don't know. I thought there's supposed to be something else here, but I don't know why I was pausing there. I thought there was something there I needed to get. Oh gosh. Darn it, how did I do that? How did I fall down? Oh no. Alright, good. I didn't really fall too far. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm not sure which direction I'm supposed to go right now. I'm guessing I'm supposed to go over here, but alright, let's see. Yeah, I've got a lot. I mean, even though there is a game drought, um, I've got for the night streams. I've got this stream and Arkham, and we've got Tales of Symphonia, where we're still working on, um, Zelda, TMNT, and a bunch of stuff. So we've got a lot of games we're working on right now. Maybe if we finish some of those and we still have a game drought, I would think about. But we usually do stuff that has to do with trending things. So like, this game just came out like a month ago, so that's why I'm doing that. And Turtles, there is a Turtles movie going on, so that's why we're doing Turtles. Yeah, so that's usually what we do, is we try to do something that's gonna somewhat appear in searched for things. Okay. Alright. Okay, thanks for the 49 likes. Really appreciate that. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Alright, so I just had like too many. Like, I just took off my sweater, and I had like a huge like robe on over all my pajamas and everything, because it was like so I just was so cold, and then I got super warm. So I don't really understand. I'm here. I don't really know what this is. I guess this is where I'm going. Alright, so here's another puzzle. Alright, so we've got regular waves, sun, diagonal waves, people, spinny thing, and okay, three people, swirly thing, and two people. Alright, so let's see if I can remember all that. So I think that's the solution of that puzzle. Okay. Yeah, I'm either extremely warm and then I'm like super, get super tired when I'm warm, or I'm super cold. Okay. Okay. Let's see. These people are supposed to be. So, I think the swirly thing is supposed to go in between these people. Oh, wow. So, I think this actually needs to go. Wow. So, this puzzle may take a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take a wild guess and see that this water's on the bottom, this water's on the bottom, that water's on the bottom. So I'm guessing this needs to be just flipped around. Alright. Okay, and I think it needs to be moved one more time. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so this has to go somewhere around here. Okay. Alright, so this puzzle really shouldn't take that long, but... Alright, so that's three people. Squiggly line, 2 people. Okay, so I have the bottom correct. I just need the top there. Right, like Axel would say, got it memorized. Okay. So that goes there. Okay, so I think that goes there. And I'm just gonna get like a, okay, so we've got this wave. Oh, there's the other wave. so we're gonna take this wave, and I'm gonna go grab my coffee and some Twizzlers so I can just stay up until 2. Alright, so we're gonna turn this around. Let's see. Okay. That looks good. Okay, I'm moving this into place, and man, this puzzle's taking a long time. Oops. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna move this into place. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Alright, so this should match the symbols up there. I don't know why it wouldn't match them. I'm gonna go, take care of some, make sure my cat's okay, and then I'll be right back for 1 second. Okay, I came back. I've got Alright, I've got, oh my gosh, whatever this is. Soda and Twizzlers. Because, yeah, it's late at night. And I just had cereal, and I feel like the cereal did calm me down a lot. Feels super calm. Almost too calm. Okay. Okay, looks like I did get the solution. So that is the solution of the puzzle. I just didn't realize that I got it. I just had, Cheerios. Alright, so we did that part, okay. Alright, so we did that random part there, and we'll see if there's any other parts to do. Yeah, I've just got Twizzlers and a Coke and coffee and lemonade all here, so I can basically stay awake, basically. Oops. Alright, so let's try this. I don't know if this is where we came from. I don't remember, but... Darn it. Yeah, unfortunately, like, Coke and sugar is so bad for me, but if I don't have something, I'll end up, you guys will literally hear me fall asleep on the stream, because it's hard for me to stay awake, if I've already streamed a couple times. Okay, so... Alright, so because we did part of that puzzle, we were able to form part of these blocks. We can kind of try to see what... Oh my goodness. So this is going to be another solution over here. Another puzzle this way. a day one Switch owner, it's Stellar Dude. That's pretty cool. So, alright, so we were able to carry the crystal across there. Oh, I would need my dragon thing for that. Also, let's press this lever and just see what it does. Okay. That's very cute. Just like Boynus Blob. The little dragon has a little hug button. Alright, there we go. I didn't know if I was gonna make that, but I guess I made it. And looks like I can't make it up there yet. So we'll have to come back down and get this later. Alright, so we did put one crystal in its place, so we'll go back to the bridge now and see if that's a possibility. Also, let's move. I think I can move this back. And we can press on this. Alright, there we go. So actually we can take a look at this first. Over here. Oh, your older brother and his wife are eating with you guys? Awesome, J-Dog. That's great. I hope you guys have a nice time together. So I'm gonna guess that this goes on the circle thing like the last one. Okay. And now I see that I need a little stick for that lever. So we're gonna need to get a stick for that. If you guys could remember to like the video if you haven't already. Thanks for reminding me, Captain Zach, and thanks for reminding everyone. We only have 56 likes and an hour into the stream, so it would be much appreciated. Thanks, everyone. Let's shoot for 60 likes next, so that's just 4 likes away. Thanks, guys and gals, for the 56 likes. Really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. And I hope everyone's having a nice night. Have a good evening, J-Dog, and have fun with your family. That's great. So it looks like that crystal didn't really count for much. Yeah, that didn't really count for much. So I'm just gonna go back and finish this puzzle I was doing before, and maybe that will, once I do that, maybe that will be enough to make the bridge appear. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I was completely dozing off, and I just had a Twizzler, and I basically perked right up. So it's amazing what sugar can actually do for your brain. Alright, thank you guys for the 2 more likes. Really appreciate that. That helps out the channel a lot. Thank you so much. And it makes our streams possible, so thank you so much. Okay, so I don't know why the scarf dragon went ahead of me. I guess the dragon was trying to help me with something. Alright, now we can actually probably move this over here. Alright, we did pretty well. So I guess we go back around and see if we can go across that flower bridge. The title could be Puzzle Exploring. Yep, that's definitely a good title idea, Captain Zach. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the flower stuff that that was over here. So that was, so now we can actually carry a crystal. So we've got to take a crystal that was over here and carry it across these flowers. So let's see if we can find a crystal. Alright, so there's one. So that crystal actually got rid of those. So now we're gonna go and bring this crystal this way. So that actually completely disappeared. So yeah, this is a lot of puzzle platforming. Okay, so that made stairs appear. And we got another, like, kind of like thread for a scarf, I guess. So let's see if that little white thread that we got, like, will help build that bridge. So yeah, so far, like, the game is very beautiful. It's very sweet. Honestly, this is my kind of game. It's very calm, and not a lot of enemies trying to like come at you at once or something. It's just like an interesting puzzle game. So this definitely kind of game I enjoy. Okay, switching over to your phone. Thank you, Jacob Langlet. And thank you everyone for hanging out. I hope you guys are all having a nice evening. Hi Blues Cat, hi Julia, hi Jacob, hi Stellar Dude, hi Bowman, hi Captain Zach, hello everyone. Literally, so that helped a little bit, but we still need... Yeah, we still need one more important thing. Alright, we're gonna try to go back over... I feel like here's something... Like... Oh, I would think that I could, like, go up with a gust of wind up here. Alright, so I took the block away from... Alright, so I don't really know why that's not blowing harder. Okay, looks like it is now. Alright, so that was the solution, just moving the block out of the way. Oh, thank you, Captain Zach. Yeah, totally true. Yeah, any way you guys are able to share the video, community tabs, or anything like that helps tremendously. Thank you, everyone. Alright, so I got a third little light, I think it's like a little light piece of yarn. Scarfy, says Blues Cat. Yeah, It is Scarfy. So far, this game is pretty cute. Honestly, I believe you can go this way also. So you don't actually have to... Yeah, I mean, like, that would be a fun name for the dragon, actually. Call him Scarfy. Alright, guys and gals, let's see what happens when we make the bridge. And finally, so we had to get 3 pieces of yarn for that. Our origami, I don't know what's sure what, we played Origami King, the Paper Mario. Alright, so basically, it's not enough. We need another, little string. Alright, so we are gonna be in search of the, another string that for the bridge. So we already did that puzzle. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I guess we can just transfer one... Maybe we can transfer this into the other one. Alright, so we're gonna try to transfer this little diamond into... Okay, thank you for sharing on Facebook and Reddit, Captain Zach. That really means a lot. Thank you so much for your help. So I don't really understand what this just did. Alright, so that made that form. Alright, thank you for the super chat, Twilight. Oh, of course, Alex, of course. Thank you. know why my emotes are not working today, but thank you, Alex. That means a lot. Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that, Alex. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you, Alex. And for your generosity. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, you're a very kind person, so I anything anything difficult that you have to think about, it's probably, it could be because, I believe that, when people are trying to do the right thing, many times those people are the ones that are attacked a lot, and it's just, like spiritually attacked and stuff, so I think you're doing a great job, Alex, and, you're very cool, and, amazing in my book, so I'm glad to be able to do something to, help people a little bit, keep their mind off of things at night. I think those are birds over there. I hear birds. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go, because I just went here. I'm guessing maybe I go around. I mean, I feel like nothing. Hi, Crossfighter, great to see you. Hi, Jacob Langlet. Hi, AJ Miller. Hi, Alex. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great day. I don't really know. Well, yeah, so I'm just kind of wandering around trying to find a solution right now. Yeah, these late night streams basically, I mean, I know I'm not gonna get a ton of views on it, but it helps to basically keep the channel live for another 2 hours, because without us being live, then no one can see our videos. Like, it helps people to see our videos a little bit more for 2 hours. So here's a alright, so I have no idea where I'm going. Like, some games don't take my mind off of my troubles. Some games I feel more stressed out playing them than if I was not playing a game at all. It's definitely hard. Like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to, have to be indoors a lot with a disability where I couldn't walk very well, and that would be very mind messing with me. It's hard enough with Luke having to hardly be able to leave the house, and then me having to deal with explaining to other people always why you can't leave the house. It's very hard for me. Even that, if it was my own legs that didn't work, it would be very difficult. It would be hard. So you're very mentally strong, Alex, and I'm very impressed with. I mean, I've even told Luke, like, sometimes, like, randomly during the day and stuff like that, that you, Alex, and some other people like Tim Moeller and some other people, like some of you guys that have disabilities like that, it's just like, I'm just amazed that you guys are so mentally strong that you guys are able to be upbeat every day. I'm very proud of you, and I know, you know, God is proud of you and your families are, because it's you guys have a harder life than me, so I don't really have much to complain about. And it's, you know, it helps me to keep going, seeing people that have difficult time just walking. You know, it makes me not focus on my problems as much, because I realize, well, you guys are still going, and you guys are putting one foot in front of the other, but, or, you know, just continuing to try every day. So that makes me feel like I can too. So you inspire us also, Alex, and a lot of you guys and gals. So yeah, definitely. So this is actually where I came from. I'm going backwards because I'm kind of, I'm at a point in the game where so someone was asking about doing more indie games. The reason why we don't do a ton of indie games, we used to, but we don't usually do them. I'm just doing this because it's my late night stream. Luke usually doesn't do them. He loves indie games, but he doesn't usually do them because it's just not good for the channel. No, not a ton of people are searching for this game, Scarf, and so it doesn't really help the channel out a lot. So, but for me, it's really hard for me to find a game that I actually enjoy. Like Luke can pretty much find enjoyment in any video game. It's very hard for me to find a game that I like, if that makes sense. Like, I was just realizing that the Skylanders games, the reason why that, you know, took off was because I really enjoyed it. I really liked dragons. I had a lot of fun playing Skylanders. Disney Infinity, the only reason that took off was because other people liked watching us play it, but it was alright. Like, I liked the building part of it. I liked the building part of Disney Infinity. But when it came to the characters and everything, I'm not a huge, like, I am like a Disney fan. I like Disney from the past, like, you know, I like the classic animated movies. You know, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. I even liked Moana a lot. I felt like that kind of reminded me of the classic, I don't know, it had the same feel as a classic Disney movie to me. So I've already been here. There's definitely something happening. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why, but out of all the modern like Disney movies, a lot of them I didn't really like Frozen very much. Tangled was alright, but the mom in Tangled kind of rubbed me really weird, and I thought they like overdid it, like they overdid it, where they were trying to make it like she had a psychological thing going on. I don't really like psychology that much. I think it's kind of creepy to me. So I didn't really like that. It was too much explanation. Like, I don't really like when they over explain why the villains are evil. Like, I would just rather just them explain the mom is evil. Like, you don't need to know why, because it's very creepy. It's very creepy, like, having the, it's just too creepy for me, explaining, like, how she's manipulating her to stay in the tower. I didn't want to know that. Like, that's too creepy for me. I don't like to think about that. So I didn't really like. I liked one reason like Luke really liked Tangled is because like Luke really liked Tangled. He loves Zachary Levi, and you know he really liked that Tangled movie, and I really liked it too because. I mean, it was Rapunzel. It's one of my favorite stories, but I thought the mom was just too overdone in that. Like, I really didn't want to know. I don't want to think about. I don't want to know how someone can psychologically manipulate someone to stay in a tower. It's too disturbing to me. I don't want to think about it. So I think that was probably why. I found a little bird. Yay! But Moana, I really liked. Everything about Moana was positive. I also everything that The Rock is in, I really like. I know people like give The Rock a really bad rap for, you know, people think he's not that great of an actor, or but I think he does have to do a tremendous amount of work to obviously work out, but also stay positive every day. He's always extremely positive, and honestly, that's really not it's not easy being super positive all the time. People think, oh, this person is just randomly positive all the time, but that's not exactly true because it takes a lot of hard work to constantly be positive. It really does. Oops. So I appreciate that about The Rock, that a lot of his stuff is super positive. But yeah, I really liked Moana. I just thought the whole thing was a very uplifting story, and I loved the girl who sang the part, and I really loved the story. So, yeah, like, but Frozen, I wasn't a fan of that. It was a lot of modern Disney movies. I'm just like, I could take it or leave it. Most of them, I could leave them. But, like, the classic ones, like, I love Snow White. I love the, um, you know, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, and, and like, a modern ones that I like, I guess Aladdin. I guess I would consider Beauty and the Beast kind of modern, but I guess that was one of the the last classic ones. Robin Hood is probably one of my favorites. That's my dad's favorite animated Disney movie. I can't think of any other Disney movies I really like that much. Aladdin, but yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not like a huge, tremendous Disney fan, but I really am a fan of like dragons and stuff. So I think that's why I really prefer like I just prefer Skylanders over Disney Infinity. I kind of wish I lived in a world that Disney Infinity never happened, because then I would have gotten to play Skylanders a lot more on our channel, and it just like, this game gives me a nice, one thing I just like about this game is it just gives me a really nice peaceful vibe. Like, I don't know why, but it just makes me kind of feel peaceful. Like, this little blue guy is telling me everything's gonna be okay. And then he's got his little dragon friend. It's just a very peaceful, kind of like sweet game. And I really like that kind of game. That's kind of what I felt with Skylanders, where the music was very uplifting, the characters were always super positive in Skylanders. Just like I think Pokemon has that same feel to it, where they're very... Everyone you talk to in Pokemon is super kind and helpful, and they even give you like life advice while you're playing it. Sometimes, like, be playing Pokemon, and then they'll suddenly say, like, yeah, it's a good idea to, make sure to, be kind to your friends, or it's always good to, make sure you have a plan and pack well before you go on a trip. Like, they're literally giving you little hints to life while you're playing Pokemon. It's just so, like, thoughtful and kind. Like, what a kind, just what a kind society Japan must be to, create games in which they literally give you free life tips randomly in the game. It's pretty amazing. Well, I guess I wasn't supposed to go there. Well, I guess I have to figure out where I need to go next, because I'm kind of exhausted. I've been all the way here. I was over there. I used to watch the Robin Hood all the time. Awesome, Captain Zach. I like the part where she sings Let It Go, says Chad. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not even allowed to say my opinion on. I have very old fashioned, like, I'm more like a 40s person when it comes to, like, love and marriage. So for me, like, watching the original Snow White is just very, just like, I was just watching, cause like, there's been some statements made, like, that the prince was, like some not nice statements made by the actress about the original, and it bothers me because I don't think that she understands very much about love and marriage, because somebody made a great point where the prince is actually looking for Snow White, not because he's creepily following her. They were betrothed when they were younger, and she disappeared because an evil person was trying to kill her, and he could have easily just married somebody else. He could have just not really cared what happened to Snow White. He just, oh well, I guess she's gone, I've never seen her again, move on to any other girl I want. But instead he goes out of his way, even though he's a prince. He leaves his, where he, all of his privilege and everything, and goes around just wandering around looking for her, to find the woman he was betrothed to make sure that she's okay. Like, it's such a beautiful picture of love that it's really nothing that, like, I feel very, it's very disturbing to see people try to, not people, but one actress in particular, try to mock a beautiful love story like that. So I just think, like, some of those old love stories are so deep that there's probably things in them that I don't even understand. So it's a lot. It's like not just about, like, well, I think the old love stories like that, like Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, they were written in such a way that it wasn't really about so much. It wasn't even just about romantic love. It was explaining what love is itself: self-sacrifice, long suffering, giving up everything for the person that you promised to be with. It's just like such an amazing like picture. Like, those old stories are just, they're just amazing. Like, Just I think that's why I love the classic Disney stories from a long time ago that they were written about. Because a lot of those, I was actually researching a lot about those fairy tales, and some of them actually came from older stories. Like some of them were like, a collection of stories from even older than the ones, like I think the one that was written, the Snow White was written in 1812, was actually written down, I guess, in Germany. But there were many fairy tales that were actually written from stories that may have been a couple hundred, or thousands of years before they were ever written down, because they were stories that were like told over the ages. So yeah, they're very they're very beautiful stories, and just because people don't understand what that is in modern times doesn't mean it's still not a beautiful story. Just because they can't comprehend what that would be like in modern times. That would be like saying, well, why are you telling a story about a knight then? Because you can't understand how that would be in modern times. Well, yeah, it's the same with those old love stories. Just because you can't understand how that would be in today's culture doesn't mean you shouldn't tell the story the way it was. You shouldn't change it for modern times, because you're ruining it. It's a story that's been around for hundreds of years, if not 1,000 or more. You can't. It would be like putting finger paints all over the Mona Lisa. You really shouldn't change the story from what it was. There's a reason why it kept getting passed down the same way for so many years. Yeah. It's like people try to make the Ninja Turtle NES and the old retro Ninja Turtle games again, and they still can't really make them as amazing as they were from the start, because they just can't. You just can't recreate something that's classic. No matter how much you try, you'll never be able to recreate it the same. So I have to get over there somehow. I have no idea, but no, that's a bird. So this game, one thing that annoys me is there are absolutely no hints in it. What's my favorite Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale? I don't know. I don't know which ones Hans Christian. I don't know off the top of my head all the ones that Hans Christian Andersen wrote. But I think the Snow Queen. I've read the Snow Queen several times, and that is a very beautiful story. I think I like that. I think I like that story a lot because. I don't know. I think it kind of reminds me of my. I also really I love Sleeping Beauty. Oh no, that wasn't it. I get Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel mixed up actually. But I really like the Snow Queen. But a lot of the old fairy tales actually had biblical meanings to the end. So that's why changing it really messes up the actual meaning. There's literally a meaning behind the meaning of a lot of these stories. Like the prince isn't just a prince, he represents in many of these stories, he represents Christ, coming after his bride, which is the church, or coming after the lost. It represents how much God loves people. That's how that's how these old stories actually, the prince doesn't just represent the prince. Prince represents God and how much he loves, how much he loves us is how much the prince loves the woman in these stories. So a lot of these stories are have several meanings. It's beyond the original meaning. But I was just thinking of that because the Snow Queen has a really like interesting meaning. When I the Hans Christian Andersen story, the Snow Queen has a lot of it has a lot of references, like biblical references, in that original story. I've actually read it several times because I was so angered by how they changed it for the Frozen film. It bothered me so much because I realized I was very upset because they set the Frozen film they set it in Norway. And I am Norwegian, and I will tell you, there's no Norwegian that was not a Norwegian story, and it's not a Swedish story. It's not a Finnish story. There's no Scandinavian. It's not set in Scandinavia at all. I don't remember what country it was set in. It might have been set in Denmark or Poland or something, but that is not. They changed the location. Disney changed the location. It's not a Scandinavian story. But they made it a Scandinavian story, so that kind of angered me because they are literally it would be like if they made Moana and instead of having her set in Polynesia, they had her, living in Ireland or something. They're literally changing the location of it really angered me when I heard people online tell me things like, oh yeah, well, Frozen is such a great Scandinavian story. I am Scandinavian. I looked it up, and there is, the Snow Queen was not set in Scandinavia originally. I believe Hans Christian Andersen is Danish, I think. And I think it was either set in Denmark or Poland, the original story. And also, there are many parts of the original story that have summer in them. So, that wouldn't really fit with the whole idea of a snow world. So yeah, they messed that story up so much, and then they added all these. They basically, I don't want to. Yeah. Oh, it looks like I'm losing my scarf again. What I don't like about the Snow Queen in the Frozen movie is they basically mocked the love story in that movie. They basically were in your face mocking it because that's one of my favorite love stories. In that story, the original, I think it's Kai, and I actually was gonna name one of my kids Kai, based off of that story because I love that Hans Christian Andersen story so much. Kai is the name of the little boy, and Goethe is the name of the little girl in that story. And in the original story, Kai and Goethe used to play next to each other. They knew each other as kids, and it was just such a great picture of what real love is because
a hero for her cause, a fake nomad armed with a piece of she.
a hero for a cause, a fake nomad armed with a piece of she. Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm literally covered with darkness again. Well, I'll continue my thought after I go through this dark area, I guess. So I got the story piece. So I think I'll just leave my. I think I'm gonna leave my dragon friend there. No? Should I leave my dragon friend? Okay, I'm gonna leave my dragon friend. Because I think I need to. Oh no, I'm gonna need my dragon friend. I can't leave. Yeah, I'm gonna need him. So yeah, the original. I really love the original Snow Queen. If you can, it's on. You can find somebody reading it on YouTube. But basically, Kai and Goethe. I think her name is Goethe. It has something with a G, and they hang out together as kids, and they just love spending time together. They're best friends, which is in a way best friend. I mean, people are probably gonna disagree with me, but I really believe, you know, you know, um, I just think that like a girl and a guy being best friends and loving to be together is not too far away from true love. It's very close to it. And so it's kind of almost explaining in this Snow Queen what love is, because they're best friends, they love hanging out together, they just love spending time together. And then one day, Kai just disappears. And, he's actually trapped by the Snow Queen. She grabbed him because she got a taste of. He basically fell when he was a little. When he was on a trip with some friends on like a sled or something, I can't remember, but he fell into the icy cold water, and in the Snow Queen, ice and cold represents death, and that's the Snow Queen's realm. She's the basically lord of the icy realm of death, which is really she's the devil, really. And so she gets a taste of. She grabs onto Kai, and she can she thought he belonged to her. She thought he was gonna die, and somebody pulled him out of the water, so he didn't end up dying, but he was near death. So she didn't get to take his soul. She didn't get to have another person in her ice realm or whatever. So I guess I can try to go up here. I don't know. But yeah, in that story, basically, the Snow Queen gets upset because, she didn't get to take Kai and basically kill him and make him be in the underworld or whatever. So, she lures him in. I can't remember exactly everything that happens, but it's very close to the Snow Queen and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where she lures him in with treats, and stuff like that. So she lures him in there, and suddenly, so for some reason, he just keeps wandering and being lured closer and closer to, she's evil, so she's luring him away from his life, and he becomes entrapped by her in like the realm of the dead or whatever. It's kind of a dark story tale. But Goethe notices that her friend is gone. Kai is her best friend, so she goes looking for him, and everywhere she tries to find him, everywhere she goes, random people end up in her path trying to help her find. They say, "Oh, you're trying to help your friend. Oh, that's interesting." and then they say, well, while you're here, why don't you help me with my garden? And so she keeps getting delayed. Every time she's trying to help him, she's delayed more and more. And she keeps coming across these people, and they keep, basically what they're doing is they're taking her off of her path, her task. She's the right thing. She's on a mission to help her friend, and these people keep, you know, taking her off her mission. And I feel like that's such an interesting thing, because I think that happens in life. We have a mission, like we know what we're supposed to do in life. We have this calling, or we feel that we're supposed to do this, and all these people keep pulling us in all these directions, and we cannot get anything done because people keep asking us to help them, and every time, basically people kept taking her time away. I'm literally so lost. I don't even know where I'm going at this point. I went here. I went in this stupid area. I can't seem to go back here. But yeah, at the end of it's interesting because at the end of the story of the original Snow Queen, which Frozen is supposedly based off of, which honestly, if you read the story, you'll realize it's not based off of it at all. What a pack of lies that is. It's definitely not based off of the Snow Queen. But yeah, towards the end of the story, when she finally finds Kai and he's trapped, and she has to help him solve this riddle so that he can leave, because he's literally frozen on this lake. He can't leave. She's been delayed for years trying to find him. She's spent her whole life trying to find her friend that she knew as a child. And then at the end of the story, they she finds him, and I don't know if she I believe she takes his hand. And at the end of the story, like I was saying, how a lot of these old stories have biblical themes, they're actually singing like hymns at the end of the original Hans Christian Andersen story, which is interesting. But as they come back into town, I don't know, it's so weird. She spent her whole life trying to find him, so she took her whole life trying to make sure he was okay. And at the end of the story, when they come back into town, they're so happy that she found him, that he's okay. She's so happy that, she found him again and he's all right, that they're singing these hymns. And as they come into town, they go through a wedding arch randomly, and then they look at each other and they realize that they're both adults. Then they didn't notice they were adults before. Like, they always thought of each other as kids, and then they realized that they're grown, and they didn't know that they were. And that's how the story ends. And I don't know, I really like that story a lot, because it really does, I think it really is a nice illustration of what really, love and marriage is about. Because really, it's like, if you find somebody that you love and you can, truly love them and get married, and you look at them and you will feel like a child, when you're around them. And also, it won't really feel like you're doing like an adult thing. It won't really feel like you're quote unquote adulting, or whatever people say. It will just feel natural, like it was just being with the person that you love spending time with. It won't really feel like it's a chore, or like you're an adult. You won't even realize you're an adult, because you just feel so at peace with them. Especially if it's, a lot of the stories with Hans Christian Andersen and other old stories, especially if it's God's plan for you to be with that person. If it's right, then it definitely feels, then you don't have any fears, or you don't feel like you're an adult or scared or pushing yourself to do something that's not natural. because you'll just feel like you're a kid with that person. You will just feel the same. It's like really being truly in love and being married to someone that, you know, is like your one true love is the same as if you were playing together as kids and you just liked spending time with them. It's exactly the same feeling. So I really like that Hans Christian Andersen story because it really illustrates how that's what true love really does feel like. That is really what it is. But, you know, as they say in a lot, that's why a lot of these stories, or people hate them so much, is because true love is very hard to find. It's rare. So, it's rarer today than it was, I think, in the 40s. So people just get very annoyed and angry because they know by watching these old films that they don't have that. They don't have true love. They look at the person that they settled for, that their parents told them or their job told them was a good fit for them, and they settled for that person. And it's not real love. They didn't. They just did it because for society, or they think that person would fit in well with their life. They didn't search to find the person that their soul belongs with. They didn't take the time to do that. So probably the old love stories bother them because they realize they didn't do that. That's what I honestly think. Alright, I finally realized how to make it out of here. Yeah, I really like, it's kind of interesting because the name, I really like the name Kai a lot because the name, it actually, I was going to name, one of my, you know, I was going to name one of my kids that someday, and I really like the name because it means unbreakable. And I just think, like, this world is very difficult, so I just thought it would be great to have, like, a name like that. And also I really like that story. So yeah, sorry, that was a super long explanation, but I think, yeah, the Snow Queen is probably one of my favorites. It definitely reminds me of how I feel with Luke, and, you know, the fact that we just feel like little kids together, and, you know, because that's just exactly how I feel. So, and also, I really like the idea that for Goethe to basically waste her whole life searching for her, like, all these people told her, don't worry about it, just move on with your life. Don't try to seek the person that, you know, you remembered as a child. Don't try to, you know, find your true love or worry about what happened to him. And she just didn't listen to anyone. Like, she was like, no, I need to find him. And so I think that's really important. Like, it was worth it to her to spend her whole life searching for him. So, like, people always say, well, it's always the girl in old fairy tales that gets rescued, but that's not true. And I think that's why I was so angered by what they did to Frozen, because actually in that original story, it's Goethe who looks for Kai. It's her, she's the one seeking him. So not every old fairy tale has the guy saving the girl. Sometimes that was a perfect opportunity. They could have taken that story, but of course they hate truth, they hate beauty, and they hate love. So why would they showcase and prove that those old stories were amazing? They wouldn't. They want it to be destroyed. Like, by what they did to that beautiful story, they destroyed it by making it into the like they basically took a Mona Lisa and just colored over it with crayon by the Frozen movie that came out. Compared to the original story, it's nothing compared to the original. So it's just sad, honestly, what they do with those old movies. So yeah, a long story short, I'm not too much of a Disney fan anymore. But I did, like I said, I did like Moana, and but a lot of the movies I just don't. I think Moana was really good because it had actual meaning to the movie. The story had meaning to it. You know, like it literally talked about. I actually was researching a lot about Maui and Polynesia and their history and so much of their history and things that were meaningful to the Polynesian people were put in that movie and and they really did. Like if you actually look up the history of Polynesia online and Hawaii and stuff, they do have it written down that their ancestors traveled further and further in very small boats across the ocean, and they always kept it, trying to go further and further out. And they have a long history where they possibly came all the way from somewhere in Asia all the way around the Pacific Ocean to it's very possible all the way around to Hawaii and the Polynesian islands and stuff. It's absolutely amazing what the Polynesian people were able to do, like in their history books, and that's so interesting that that movie was written. It really was talking about stuff that actually happened. So yeah, that was neat. I guess that was a very inspiring movie. But yeah, a lot of the other ones, I really wish they would have not said that Frozen was based off the Snow Queen, because I probably wouldn't have seen it anyways. But it really bothered me that they would pretend that movie was based off of Hans Christian Andersen's Snow Queen. It wasn't based off of it in any shape or form, except for it to be the opposite. They made the evil Snow Queen, who was the devil, they made her the main character of the story. And then then they mocked Goethe and Kai's love story by having Anna fall in love with somebody at the beginning, and then having her sister be like, "Do you even know what real love is?" So they were mocking true love. They basically mocked the idea of the Snow Queen being the devil. They mocked everything from the original story. Like that whole movie was just a mockery of the original story. That was just like basically laughing in the face of the author, saying there's no such thing as true love, there's no such thing as good and evil, and and that's basically what they were saying by creating that movie, which is probably why the movie did so well, because every movie that's written about something from an evil perspective always does well. Like whenever you make a movie or write a story that says some kind of truth or talks about like anything righteous or good or holy or kind or loving, then those stories always get mocked, they always get ridiculed, they never make money. But of course, if you make a story mocking true love and saying that there's no such thing as good or evil, of course that's gonna make money, because everyone loves to mock. They love to mock things that are good. They love mocking it and laughing at it and making fun of people who believe in right and wrong. That's just what people love to do. It's just really sad, honestly. So sorry, don't get me started on Disney. So that's why I don't like Disney in particular. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. I don't really have a reason to like, Disney. But yeah, I wish I played more. I think if I could just play one game forever, I think I would just play Skylanders. It's the only game. That's the first game I really got through. I really. Oh no, I fell in here. I really liked playing Skylanders a lot. But yeah, can you tell I don't like the movie Frozen? Alright, well, I already did that part. I've already done this part. I've already gone over there. Literally, I've done everything else. There has to be something here. I have to get one more small wispy string. Yeah, another Disney movie I liked from the past was I really like the Sleeping Beauty. I love how that movie is with Prince Philip and the dragon he has to fight, and that movie is so amazing. Like, I used to watch that all the time to basically calm, like, it would make me feel very calm to watch that. I really liked seeing that a lot. But I think, like I was telling Luke, I think if there was like a moral of the story of Snow White, I think that's what kind of bothers me, how they're changing the whole idea of Snow White. I think there's a lot of problems with changing it. And I think the moral of it, like, people say, well, this is a horrible story. This is a horrible example for young women. That just, you're just supposed to sit around and wait for someone. Actually, no, you're actually very incorrect about that, because what happened is actually, if you actually look at the movie itself, the film, which is based on the story, you know, she's, first of all, having to go through a very difficult thing, with, I don't really know how, I guess her father dies in this, I don't know. But, she's left with this horrible evil queen that literally hates her just for possibly being pretty, or maybe she doesn't originally hate her for being pretty, maybe she hates her because she's kind. I don't know, but she's definitely, Snow White definitely, the evil queen is like one of those popular girls, and Snow White is just, just a sweet, innocent girl that she just isn't like that. She's not cruel and vicious and, like, hardened and spiteful like the queen. And she has to, like, there's a lot of strength in Snow White. She has to run away into the woods, which is extremely terrifying. And then after that, so this has to be something going on here. Like, this is the place where I'm stuck. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it out of here. But after that, instead of just sitting there, she does cry. But after that, she does find people that help her, and she works very hard. That's the thing about Snow White, is she's not just sitting around waiting for the prince. She's working very hard, and more than just working hard. Like, I noticed that they're saying in the media that they're gonna make Snow White fight against the evil queen. I think that's a horrible idea, because the whole point of the movie is, and the story is, that she doesn't become cruel and vindictive and evil and hateful and angry like the queen. She keeps her heart pure. That's why I feel like the huntsman wanted to cut her heart out, because she was so pure. She was so, even though all these horrible things were done to her, she was meant to clean the palace floors when she herself was the heir to the palace. She was supposed to be treated like a human being, for one, but also she was supposed to be treated like royalty, and she wasn't. She was treated like garbage. And she didn't, and as far as it shows in the movie, she didn't complain. She didn't get angry. She didn't become cruel. She kept her heart, as, the good book says, she guarded her heart above all else. She kept her innocence. She kept her kindness. That's the most important thing, is that she didn't, even if someone else overpowered her, she didn't become cruel and evil. And she didn't become hateful and spiteful and angry because of what was done to her. And and that's like, I think that's the whole moral of the story of Snow White. Not only did she had horrible things done to her, she was constantly being chased and trying to be killed. She was constantly even being mistreated and possibly lied about, saying that, she was worthless, she was nothing. And she, in spite of all that, she continued to do the right thing. She just dutifully scrubbed the floors and then because of all her hard work, of all the oppression she was under, when she found the dwarves in the woods, which, by the way, dwarves in ancient times, in old stories, were not human beings. Dwarves were a class of fairy, so they would be supernatural creatures, but they, could obviously be played by people that, are little people, and that gives them a great role to play, which is, I mean, if I was a little person, I would love to play one of the dwarves, because it would give me an opportunity for a great role. But yeah, dwarves were not someone made a very inaccurate statement. Dwarves were in like 1812 or whatever, when that 1814, when that story was written. Dwarves were not, when it was any fairy tale mentioning dwarves, they were not. If you see dwarves in Tolkien, they're not human beings. They're another race of people, and they're not even people. They are another creature, just like elves, dwarves, fairies, etc. They were never. Dwarves are not human beings. They have supernatural powers, and they, in no way, shape, or form, are humans at all. In fact, the only reason why humans started to be called dwarves is it was like a thing where, dwarves were so well known because of fairy tales that if somebody had a child that had like stunted growth, like in the Middle Ages or something, they would like be called a dwarf, like saying like, oh, you look kind of like you would be like a dwarf, like a magical small creature. But obviously, even in the Middle Ages, when they were saying that, they would never actually, they might call you a dwarf, but they would never think you were one, because they knew that dwarves were not human beings. So somebody made a very inaccurate statement saying that, like you're mocking, short people that live in the woods. Those, in that story, that original story of Snow White, those were not human beings. She met supernatural, basically fairy-like creatures that were small, and they may appear as small people, but they were not human beings. Dwarves had superior, like in all the fairy tales mentioned about dwarves, a lot of them would work in the mines. They had superior like metallurgy skills to human beings. They had all these supernatural traits. In no way, shape, or form would a dwarf be. They probably wouldn't even look like a person. It's just that, smaller people would end up playing them in movies because that's the closest you could come, but they were never human beings. But yeah, like Snow White, basically, after she's been oppressed and basically abused and mistreated her whole life and almost killed, she still keeps her heart pure, and she does the right thing, which is she could have easily become hateful, vindictive, and come against the evil queen and raised an army and tried to be angry and take back her throne, and with violence get the queen back. But she doesn't do that. She doesn't choose violence. She just accepts her fate as it is. She doesn't fight against her fate. Her fate is that she was tossed out of her own kingdom, almost killed, constantly mistreated. Her life has not been the way it was supposed to be at all. And in spite of that, she still is faithful in, doing the right thing. Working hard, trying to be kind to people, just trying to be herself. And because of that, because of her kindness and hard work, because of that, the dwarves see that it's not because she's a princess or because she's pretty that they take to her and they like her and they call her their friend. It's because of she's beautiful on the inside. She's kind on the inside. It's not Snow White's. It doesn't matter. The whole idea of her description of her face and everything, that's beside the point. It doesn't really, that just happens to be how she looks. That's not really the whole point of the story. The point of the story is that she's beautiful on the inside. That's the whole point of the story. It's like people just completely miss the point. Is that the dwarves see that she takes care of their house, she's kind to them. That's the point. She could, any description for how she looked could be at the beginning of the story. And, and then it would say, she's beautiful and she had green eyes or she had tan skin or whatever her description was at the beginning. That's beside the point. The whole point is her beauty from the inside. And the fact that she's taking care of, she originally they're annoyed that she's there and she just keeps working hard and proving that she can be useful, and they just enjoy being around her. And she just basically, Snow White is the kind of person that just makes friends and wherever she goes, and you have to imagine, like, she didn't even have any friends before the dwarves. Like, she lived in a castle alone with someone who hated her. She had not a friend in the world. The only friends she probably ever had were those dwarves. I really have no idea where I'm going, so maybe I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I mean, the whole, and if she had become evil and vindictive and mean and, wanted to take back her castle through violence, I don't even think the prince would want to be with her, because she lost her, kindness. She lost her, what made her what made her Snow White, what made her beautiful is her being kind and not being hateful in response to everything that was happening. And so, like, people saying, oh, this isn't a good example for girls and stuff. It's a great example, because it means, like, your best trait is, it's for anyone, is not just being kind and just letting everything happen to you, but also not letting things get to you. Keep working hard, keep being kind to others, keep treating everyone with respect, no matter how people treat you. Keep doing the right thing, even when everything wrong has been done to you, and something good will happen to you, because people will notice that. The right people will notice that even though everything wrong has happened to you, you're still trying to do the right thing. So that's what I think the moral of the story is, and that's why I'm kind of annoyed that they would literally change the story to be like, oh, we're gonna change the story so that Snow White tries to take back her country with violence. It's like, that's the opposite of the point of the story. The whole point of the story is she wasn't violent, that she wasn't angry, that she wasn't trying to... She shouldn't be trying to compete with the queen. The queen is the problem. Her anger and cruelty is the problem. If Snow White goes up against her with violence, she's just the same as the evil queen. There's no difference. What prince would want, to be with a woman that, is just, just gives into anger and hate and just becomes just like the very person that mistreated her, from the beginning. She would, so anyway, I mean, what anyone would want to be like. It's not just what prince would want to be with her. It's just anyone. You can't really make friends with somebody that acts like that. You can't, make work relationships with somebody. It's just the whole idea of it is just, yeah. So I just, they just take, it's not so much that, oh, they're changing the Disney stories slightly. They basically figure out what the point was the original Disney movie, and then they make the moral of the story the opposite of that. So it's like, okay, so the moral of the story was that Snow White remembered to be kind, even though all these horrible things were happening to her. And so then Disney's like, okay, we're gonna take that and we're gonna make the new moral of the story that Snow White needs to be angry and cruel and vindictive and get the evil queen back. Alright, so this is where I was last time. And it's literally playing music. And I have nothing. Like, literally, I don't know. Wow, that was all I needed to do. Wow. See, this game is like, does not have any arrows to give me a hint. So next time I should just go for it. But yeah, it's basically the story is don't give in and be a jerk because people are mean to you. Don't become like them. So if they make the new Snow White like, oh, I'm gonna go up against my mom or my stepmom and be angry and try to take back the kingdom by force. I think the whole moral of the story is saying you don't need to use force for things to go your way. You don't need to angrily force people to do what you want because they're not being kind to you, because they're wrongfully mistreating you. You don't have to get them back by force. You can get them back by kindness instead. You can get them back by being another better person and just working hard, and other people will see that, the right people will see that, that you're a kind and good person, and you will have people that will help you along the way, and and if not people, then the reason why the supernatural aspect of it is in all these fairy tales, the reason why they have the supernatural aspect of it is because really these fairy tales, by the dwarves helping her, really what the story is saying, it's really God helping her, because it's saying if no other people will help you, if not a single person on earth will help you, then God will help you. Then, and that's basically what the dwarves are. They're not even human beings. If no people will help you, then supernaturally you will be protected anyways. And like, I've had times in my life where nobody has been there to help me and I've been supernaturally protected. So I will say, if you continue on the right path, you try to be kind and hardworking and good, and no one is helping you, God does step in and helps people. So yeah, sorry, it's my long speech. Oh my gosh. But yeah, people just don't, I think that, they have, it's just fallen so far. But yeah, I don't know, I'd love to get my old Skylanders out and play that again. I miss that game so much. I was watching some videos where we were playing Skylanders together, and I was so happy playing that game. That was like the first game that I actually finished all the way through. First video game was Skylanders. I never finished a video game from... I had almost finished Mario 3, but I probably used several warp whistles on that. Yeah, it's just... Oh, well, I don't know what's happening now. Looks like we're at 2:25, so I guess I just talked forever. Sorry about that, everyone. I got on a tangent, and now you guys know what Luke has to deal with me talking his ear off. I just literally, was watching a documentary while I was cleaning on, the history of Ethiopia, and now Luke knows the history of Ethiopia, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright. Oops, I kind of looked at the chat for a second, so I don't know where I'm supposed to go now. So I guess I go forward. Yeah, I mean, she's probably just trying to make people mad to gain clout, but it's like the idea behind it, the fact that she could even say those things without anyone even caring. It's just a slow progression down. Like, the fact that she could say those things and then people would be like, oh yeah, you're right, I guess the original was kind of weird, which in reality there was nothing about the weird about the original at all. It was a beautiful classic film. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So, you know, like, it, yeah, it's just like the fact that she can even say that kind of stuff without Disney firing her is just, it just shows there's a lot of problems. Alright, so somehow, was I supposed to come out here? I don't know. But it's not just her, it's so many people. She's just one in a long line of people that keep saying stuff like that. It's not even the worst movie. Like, there's already been a bad movie out that had a lot of bad messages in it this last couple months, which I can't even go into because it's just, you know. I mean, I can go into it, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna have to make a channel where I just rant about modern movies, and then I'm like, here's a terrible modern movie, and here's a movie that, you know, of course there are some good modern movies. Like, I don't like, there are some ones I actually like. Like, the Mission Impossible movies are not bad, and I did like Moana, like I said, and, you know, that Turtles movie doesn't look so bad, to be completely honest. It looks kind of cute. So, I mean, it's not like every modern movie's terrible, but... So, I think we somehow... Hi, honey, I kind of got on a tangent. Luke? Okay, I guess he can't hear me. Alright, I'm saying it so quiet and he's like 4 rooms away. Well, I think I definitely got at least a little further than I was going to, so I guess I can try this next time. That's very sweet, Alex. You know, like, it's like, sorry, you, Alex. That's very sweet. You know, I think, like, well, not to, like, have an in conclusion thing, but fairy tales don't have to, like, say the prince does everything perfect, and he's always brave, and he's always strong, and he never is afraid, and he never fails, and he never does the wrong thing. Or say Snow White is always loving, and she never fails, and she's always kind no matter what, and she never has, you know, difficult day. It's still good to present the prince and Snow White like that. It's still good to represent people like that as the ideal, because it's something to strive for. I think that's what stories should be. Like, that's what, like, Greek stories used to be written like that too. Like, the bravest and the strongest, and saying that they never backed down from a fight. They never were scared in battle. They always went forward, even when everything was difficult. And I think, like, stories like that need to be told with, like, an ideal. Like, the ideal of what we should strive for. Being kind and good and brave. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It doesn't need to be watered down for modern times. We should strive to be brave and kind and good. There's nothing wrong with that. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys and gals. Sorry I got on a tangent. Don't get me started on Disney and the problems with it, because I will literally go into it, and it would be like 7 hours. So sorry about that. So anyway, thanks again everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate that, everyone, and thanks for listening. I appreciate that very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys tomorrow for more awesome streams and videos on Kwings Let's Plays. So thanks again, everyone, and hope you guys have a wonderful and peaceful night and sweet dreams. All right, God bless, happy gaming. See ya.